Hello YouTubers, we got ssjgojira and TheJSAWprocess in the house with special guest today, Bambi, the cute, adorable little fluffy puppy.
So fluffy, I'll eat you later. So, what are we talking about today?
Terrible.
That's horrible.
Alright, today we're going to talk to you about the highly anticipated, what's that thing called? Avatar 2?
Avatar 2.
Not blue people, you're a terrible person.
The blue people.
The Legend of Korra.
Which is basically a sequel series to the highly critically acclaimed show Avatar: Last Airbender from Nickelodeon. Being Avatar fans, we've waited for a long time to do this, and we really like to dive into how we think about this new show, since we've been waiting for like 3 years for this show to show.
Yeah, animation's beautiful. It's really
Well,
gorgeous.
Nice and smooth. And it's a big plus since season 3 of Avatar: Last Airbender, the last season, had really good animation. The show itself had good animation, but it just got improved over time. But Legend of Korra, they upped the ante. Like the landscapes, just how the characters move, it's just so smooth. And pretty much the intro of this first episode also recapped in a way what happened in the previous series. Like it showed like Aang and Zuko, they helped save the world, and they built Republic City, they founded it, which is a good recap, and it kind of gives a lot of nostalgic value to it, and it just tugs at my heartstrings a little bit. So yeah.
Aww.
And now it's on the music.
Yeah, the soundtrack is pretty good right now. There's 7 total, and there's going to be more. From the original, like for example, hitting all the sixes. Yeah, hitting all the sixes. That one was really steampunk, Western influenced.
Party time kind of feel. It's like,
yeah, it's like something you would experience in a salon.
Yeah,
or
and
saloon.
And it makes it's cool because it is different because it takes place in a different time period. It's 70 years in the future, and a lot of things could happen. People complain about it's too advanced, the technology, or it's too high tech. Well, then again, it's 70 years. Where were we 70 years ago? We didn't have no iPads or stuff like that, so you gotta look at it that way. And again, these are people who can bend the elements, so you know their progress can be faster. And the fact there was no war, and before in the first series they had freaking tanks. No one complained about it. Tanks, war balloons, and a big drill. So the setting is very appropriate, and the animation again shows, and the music set for it is different but familiar at the same time, right?
Yeah. What's your favorite?
My personal favorite is The Legend of Korra actual theme and Men in the Shadows, which is a very creepy theme. What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's my number one right there. That really was eerie, creepy, and it makes me question what does this guy have in store.
Yeah, because and just because it's so dark and sinister, it's even scarier than Azula's theme, and it's to the point where it sounds scarier than some horror movie songs, and like I consider it scarier than you know, Freddy's theme. 1, 2, 3, coming for you. Yeah, I consider this much creepier.
Scary.
A lot of people think it's creepy. You know, those little girls singing that song. That's why.
I think little girls in general scare people.
Yeah. So yeah, so yeah, we do like the animation and the soundtrack. All right, and we really can't wait to see how far they will go with the soundtrack and how good the animation will progress. And now for the main thing, the characters and the story. And what the 2 first episodes do basically is this introduces all the characters that we're gonna probably see often. Like of course there's Korra, Tenzin, Aang's son, his 3 children, his wife, Amon. We see him like once at the end of the first episode, and there's like a little bit, and the second episode focuses on Korra meeting the 2 brothers who are probably gonna be part of her team now, Bolin and Mako, who are brothers, and they're different benders, like Bolin's an earthbender while Mako's a firebender. And also, we can't forget the chief of police of the Republic City, Lin Beifong, who is Toph's daughter. And her squad of metal benders. That's basically the SWAT team of the Republic City. And how do you think they were introduced the characters? They were introduced well enough?
Yeah, for 2 episodes, they pretty much introduced everything. Like you said, all these characters, basically what the gist of the series is going to be. They already introduced Amon, like you said, the main antagonist of the series. So the 3rd episode is going to be showing what he actually can do now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because episode 1 basically just is a premise of where's the setting. It focuses on the setting mostly. Episode 2 focuses on what she will be doing in the city. Like she'll be practicing airbending, yes, but she'll also participate in a sport called pro bending, which is surprisingly complicated than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be 3 benders fighting each other, but no, there's rules to it. We'll probably do another video of this. I don't want to go too detailed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this video will be too long. But yeah, there's a lot of rules to the pro bending, which I really do enjoy. It's a mixture of dodgeball, football. That's it. Yeah.
Martial arts.
And of course MMA. So combine those 3 in a well-ly done,
coordinated
way.
sport.
Yeah.
So.
And I can't wait to see more of it because I want to see how really tough and interesting fights.
No, I can't see more of
What?
Korra and Mako.
Yeah.
Oh god, no, we can't talk about shipping. It's too early for shipping. All right, we cannot talk about shipping.
Okay.
First 2 episodes, no.
Me and Scott called it up.
Oh, what did she say? Oh, I admire your art. Like
What?
What did Mako say? Like, oh, I misjudged you.
Yeah, she
I misjudged
She said
you.
because after Korra helped him win a pro bending tournament, she's like, oh yeah, I really underestimated you. And at the end, you see them apparently looking at each other.
Apparently, you're so great, man. I really misjudged you. Yeah, you know.
And that long scene, that romantic.
No,
look
man.
That ending scene. You
Mako-
gotta acknowledge that to some point.
Mako is probably staring at the air temple. I can understand Mako. Korra is probably looking at the arena saying, I love pro bending. It's so cool.
But you gotta acknowledge to some fact that they cut it that way to tease people about the shipping.
Ever since Comic-Con, I knew it was going to be like that. I already knew it. I knew about this because I followed this series. I'm like, well, since people didn't get Zuko and Katara, we're going to have this. Basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it. And the comedy, surprisingly, is really well done. It's a bit more mature, but still has that zing that from the original one.
Yeah, it's pretty much intact from the first Avatar series. So I really like that, but obviously, like you said, mature. So that's pretty cool. They're witty.
Yeah. And since these characters are older, we can expect the story to be much darker from the original since pretty much, I think Korra's older than all the characters from the original one. She's like 17 right now.
17, right?
Yeah. And Zuko was 16.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's 16 or something like that. Somewhere around there. But yeah, for us, we believe these 2 first episodes of Korra are better than even the first 2 episodes of The Legend of the first series. Because a lot of things happened. A lot more things happened. It showed what kind of character Korra was right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And it kind of hints on the major conflict, which is the Equalists. But it doesn't really show it because they had to introduce characters and pro bending. And they didn't want to, cram it in. And which is a good idea because episode 3, that's when Amon's going to actually start things up. And I'm excited for that because the fact that his group consists of chi blockers, which pretty much is the only thing that is a big threat to benders besides other benders. I can't wait to see that happen. What are your thoughts on the series so far?
So far, based on the 2 episodes, my expectations are pretty high.
We had high expectations, by the way.
So obviously, since they started off very well, and hopefully they don't have fillers, that this series is going to go smoothly and great.
No, because they're not fillers. Because apparently, since the series is going to consist of 2 seasons, one with 12 and one with 14. That's 26 episodes in general. That is short, yes, but the creators of the show are writing it. They're writing it, each episode, and there's not going to be no fillers at all. It's going to go straight to the plot, straight to the hard action and everything, so.
Yeah, I like fillers though.
I'm not saying fillers are bad, but it's a good change of pace because most animes we watch, they have fillers, and and a lot of times they're bad. Naruto, for example. How many fillers of that are there bad?
Agreed.
There's a lot.
It's a good change of pace, though.
But I still think if you don't have fillers, it's too fast.
That is true. But we gotta think of this, because the original show originally supposed to have like a 12 episode. That's the original.
Yeah, but it did really well, and that's why they continued it.
Yeah, so maybe by popular demand, they'll continue it. But it's hard because apparently Legend of Korra has a higher production value. There's more people working on this than even Last Airbender, despite its low episode quantity. And I believe in quality over quantity. Who knows? Maybe the show can be better than the original. I really do enjoy the characters a lot. The fight scenes are pretty interesting. And the new antagonists seem very, very threatening, and I can't wait to see more of them. So, final thoughts on the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, everything seems in order. Animation is great. Soundtracks is great. Pretty much the story flow is working just fine. Right now, it's not too serious. It's basically just lighthearted. Yeah. But 3rd episode seems like stuff is gonna go down.
Yeah, it's gonna hit the fan. So yeah, if I have to rate this episode, because they released these 2 episodes together, so I'm gonna rate them together. I give it a 9, almost perfect. I can't wait to see what happens next. And yeah, what about you?
Yeah, 9, 9.5, almost 10.
Okay, why didn't you give it a 10?
10. I feel like it had to be completely perfect, and for me, it was nearly perfect. It's just for some reason I don't know what it is. It's just I can't call it a 10.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's good that they open up pretty. Apparently, the first episode are usually the stronger or weaker ones.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's gonna get even more bigger. And
so they're gonna build off of that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Oh, and one more thing. As much as we respect the creators for giving us such a really, really brilliant cartoon show, I just gotta question you guys.
Somebody call my mama.
What happened to Zuko's mom? Why would you do that? Why would you Can you I just imagine you guys just going in your room or your office and say, "Hey Brian, how do you want to mess with the fandom today?" "Oh, I don't know. Let's mention about Zuko's mom." In the first episode, the first 10 minutes of Korra, you do that. Why would you do that? You know how many people piss people off, man. That's not cool. That is not cool. No. That's terrible. Like, that was the biggest what the F face I've ever had, because first of all, I didn't think you would even address it until you did it in the comics, because I know you're gonna address it in the comics. But no, you do this in Korra. I don't know. I just hate the fact that they have the power to mess with the fandom. It's like almost as bad as the time with when they watched the play and they made fun of Zuko and Katara pairing right in front of him. I'm a Katanger, woo, and Katara and Aang.
I know, but it just sounds weird.
And yeah, I was happy they made fun of it, but that is not cool. That is not cool. What were your thoughts on it?
Sand in the face, salt in the wounds. Yeah, it was just like horrible.
Did you expect them to
When I watched that, I cringed a little bit, but I couldn't help but laugh because I found it more funny than offensive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't feel... Okay, you know.
But it was kind of a middle finger to you.
It was a big middle finger to us because they know that they know that fans want to know what happened to Zuko's mom. Well, what do? They troll us. And I love Iki, the one of the daughters of Tenzin, but how she interrupted Jinora, who's the other daughter of Tenzin, who asked Katara about what happened to Zuko's mom. Not a good introduction for a character, because oh god, it was so terrible. I was like, what? Why would they do this? And I watched the episode when they released it early in Coronation, and that. I got over it, and then when I watched the premiere day today, I forgot about it until I watched it again. I'm like, crap, I'm watching this again.
Yeah.
Oh god, you guys are trolls. You know why you're trolls?
But hey, I mean, we got our laugh. We got laughs. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. You gotta admit, you laughed.
I laughed. I just hold the troll song the entire time. I'm like, god, that was so not cool. You guys better not do that again. I swear, that's not
funny.
Watch
them do it again.
If they do it again, and it sucks because they can do it and get away with it.
Yeah,
because
they can't complain. Otherwise, they would stop.
Either that or not even watch the show. So yeah. So Brian, oh god, you two, Brike, you guys are terrible.